Hello, beautiful people. Carl here from Games, Brains and Headbanging Life, gbhblofficial for short. And I've talked about him enough. This is Moxley. This is one of my two cats. And I wanted to introduce him because I'm always pointing him out and pointing over there and saying, hey, Moxley, stop this and stop that. So this is Moxley. Anyway, that's him. Having had enough of that, buggering off. It is the state of things. And yeah, I already recorded one of these this morning. And it sucked, man. It sucked. I did like 20 minutes. This isn't going to be a long one either. I've done 2 long ones in the last couple of weeks. I'm going to keep this tight. But I did a really crappy one that was just me kind of mumbling and rambling along. I was feeling a bit tired, feeling quite distracted, not particularly in a good mood. And it came across in the video. So I kind of stopped about 20 minutes, was like, fuck it, that'll have to do. But I've decided to redo it, do a new one, do one a bit of a fresher mind and keep these on. Because basically what happens is I'm getting hit by ambient freaking noise a lot of the time. And while you won't notice it necessarily in the video, I will. Like, it'll be there, it'll be something above me, it'll be the neighbour above me walking around or a bus going high up there, and it's just so distracting. If I keep these on, I can't hear it. These are fabulous. I remember I talked about in an early video, fabulous for noise cancelling. So yeah, I'm going to do that so it doesn't distract me, basically. But yeah, still feeling a bit tired, and I'm feeling a little bit tired mainly because it's been a long week, a week of late / a meal break turn shift at Mile End and Bethnal Green. My sister stations, basically our cover group as we call it. So I was down there yesterday, but to do that, I had to do what we call a 12-hour turnaround. It is exactly what it sounds like, 12 hours in between shifts. So, you know, finish 11 the night before and I'm in 11 the next day. And that was also, I could go to a gig last night, which was at the New Cross Inn, but I'll talk about that in a bit. Guess what just happened? You're not going to, like, out of nowhere, boom, Instagram ban. Yep, I'd shared like a video this morning on Meta and all the other social media sites of the 5 albums recommended every Friday. 5 albums I recommend you check out, and it went up as usual. And I was putting on a story on Instagram, and then boom, I got a notification saying your account had been banned and you'll have 180 days to appeal. It said spam, and I thought, okay, now don't get me wrong, there are times when I can kind of hammer a few posts in a row, but I never really thought of that as spam. I mean, not compared to what other people are doing and things like that. And like, this story that went up, the gap between that and my previous story was like nigh on 12, 14 hours. It felt a bit extreme. Obviously, you know, I'm quick to check to make sure it's not scam, but no, all seems legit. Get email about it as well. Anyway, so obviously I'm like, well, you know, I'm panicking now. Instagram account's a fairly significant account for us, and the last thing I want to do is lose that, particularly for no viable or fair reason, it felt like. So, you know, I'm going to go through the appeal process. But again, I'm already thinking this is fucking meta. This is Meta. This is Instagram, Facebook, all of that. Is there even a human being, or is this going to be some computer that just goes, nah, mate, nah, we've looked at it, and yeah, you know, you posted way too much for a free account. You know, if you want to post that much, you've got to pay us money, that kind of thing. So I went through the appeal process, and mainly all it amounted to, right, was, hey, confirm this is you. Okay, we're going to send digits to your email address. Okay, what are those digits? Put them in. We're now going to send it to your phone. Put your phone number in. Then we're going to send you digits to your phone number via WhatsApp message. That happened. I put that in. Boom. Account back. Oh, we've looked at it. It wasn't spam. Weird, right? Like it almost makes me think like, and I'm pretty sure I they didn't have my number previously, but now it kind of feels like, did you do this on purpose for that? Like, considering WhatsApp's a Meta app anyway, and I use that to communicate with a lot of people, it'd be weird if that was the case. But it was just how quickly it was brought back. Kind of shit me up though, and you know, obviously it's annoying to have that feeling because I don't want to be relying on social media, but we all kind of do to a certain degree. And of all the accounts I have on there, the one I find the most satisfying, fun, and interesting is, sorry, just putting that tea down there, it's a bit hot. It's Instagram. It's the one I enjoy the most, particularly now that I've got used to stories and sharing on that. I enjoyed that the most. So like getting like a ban on that would have been really, really harsh and would have hurt us overall and would have damaged my motivation for the website and stuff like that. It's already an uphill battle to get anybody to view our content, to read an article, to read a review, and so on. The last thing I need is an account to be removed from me. And then what to be left with fucking Facebook, Twitter, and even Blue Sky. Oh yeah, that's going to help. Fabulous. Anyway, I'm back now. But it has made me a little wary about the next posts, right? Because it's like, oh man, like I've got a post going up at 1 o'clock, I've got a post going up at 3 o'clock. Oh, am I just going to be called that that's spam as well? Hopefully not. Hopefully it's gone over itself. Yeah, so that's like the big news of this morning. That happened in between the first video and this video. Yeah, so busy week at work. As I said, I've been on late, which if you know, remember, I've told you is my 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. shifts. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that was the first 4. They were fine, nothing special there. And then yesterday, Thursday, time of recording, was the meal break turn, 11 till 7. And what that entails, we call it the meal break turn, is because that's what it is. It's a meal break cover shift. I was covering the actual people that do that, and effectively all it means is I go to Mile End for 11 o'clock, I give Mile End's supervisor a break, then I'll go to Bethnal Green and give Bethnal Green's supervisor a break. Then in between, I will be go back to Mile End and be part of minimum numbers to keep that station open. A secret here, if you don't know, underground stations, subsurface stations in particular, have what we call minimum numbers, where there must be X amount of staff on that station for it to remain open. So, for example, Mile End during the day is 3+1, which is 3 members of staff or operational members of staff of any particular grade, from CSA up to mine supervisor and management and above, +1. And the 1 is a supervisor or a manager, basically. So 3+1. So at that time during the day, I'm the third person. So I stay at Mile End until 3 o'clock when another member of staff comes in, and then I'm extra on top again. That's normally when I'll get something to eat and stuff like that. Then on the later part of the afternoon, normally from about 4:30 onwards, I'll go to Bethnal Green, give the late guy a break, and then come back to Mile End and give the late guy or anyone, whoever's there, a break as well, and that's normally the end of the shift, which is what basically I did yesterday. It can be a bit exhausting because, you know, back forth, there's only one station apart, but, you know, it's travelling several times and a lot of moving around because, you know, when it's effectively your spare body after a certain point, so if something needs doing and you can be helpful elsewhere, you kind of end up doing that side of things. But I did that, then raced off to get the overground from Whitechapel down to New Cross Gate, where from a short walk from there is New Cross Inn, which is where I was last night to see Ripcord Records post-metal rock night, where Million Moons, Civil Service and Solos were all together playing music. Beautiful music, emotional music, captivating music, and to a nicely packed out venue as well. Bit worried when I first got there. Got there around about 7 o'clock. Do that thing where it's like, oh, doors were 6 o'clock. When I saw that online, I was like, oh my God, like, I'm not going to be there till 7 o'clock, maybe not till 7:30. Or am I going to, like, miss Solars? Get there for 7 o'clock after kind of rushing a bit and then find out that Solars aren't on until 10 to 8. So, oh, cheers for that, New Cross. Not that I need to know the stage times beforehand, but, you know, because I just wanted to make sure I was there for the first band. But I was there for all of it. Thoroughly, really enjoyed it, actually. Really did. Sat down for most of it. It was actually quite nice because it's the kind of show where you kind of want to sit down and watch and enjoy like that. And there was plenty. They put a lot more tables and seats out as well to allow that. So I thoroughly enjoyed that aspect of it too. But yeah, I loved it. I mean, all the bands are fabulous. I couldn't really rank them, but it was just great to experience all of them. I've been looking forward to it pretty much since it was announced, so I'm glad I enjoyed it as much as I did. Pretty tired by the end. It's like I said, it had been a long week, but satisfying to have been part of it. It was great to meet everybody as well. It was obviously great to meet Solas, particularly Chris, who I've met a few times in the past apparently, and apparently we're way too drunk to remember it. Not this time, thankfully. Civil Service, obviously, as you can tell, bought some merchandise. You can see this is the hat I bought from them as well. Love this little pin badge as well that they sold. It's really nice. And Million Moons. Well, they didn't get any Million Moons merch only because they had CDs and coffee on seemed to be on to be selling that. It was still great to see them, and then a couple of shirts like this. You know, I'm a t-shirt whore. Look at that one. I like that one a lot, but this one's really cool as well. I ended up buying 2 from Solas because I liked both, and there's this one as well. So it's great to pick up some merch from everybody as well. Try and make sure you do that as well. Remember, if you go to a gig, pick up a little something, help them, you know, continue what they're doing. It's a nice little 3-day tour. I think it's Birmingham tonight, as of the time of recording, and then Manchester on Saturday, which is when you should be watching this video or listening to my words, wherever you're doing, if you are. Followed by... Oh, what else? That's followed by... No, that's it, yeah. Followed by reading and review. I should have a review up on Saturday, the day this video is up as well. A review for you to read of those shows. Right, I'm going to have to pause because I'm looking at my goddamn battery in this thing and it's dropped now suddenly and I'm a bit worried that it might just switch off, and if it does that, it corrupts the video. So I'm going to stop and change the battery. Give me 1 minute. And we're back with a fresh new battery. You know what I didn't do at the start? I forgot my tea. I have got one. As I said before, it's a bit hot. And this time I'm drinking one of these. It's the Pucker Nightberry one. Yes, it's a nighttime berry drink. Very, very nice, very soothing. And yes, it's for night. It might say night, but I'm having it during the day because I'm a rebel like that, man. I don't follow tea rules, but it's just really, really nice. I found myself constantly tempted to buy some of the more stupid ones. So I bought this recently, and these were quite expensive, like nearly £5 for like 12 of them. I think there's 12 in there, and they're like, it comes out like a really, like unique looking bag and like filled with all these different things and stuff like that. And it's nice enough, nothing particularly special, but I found myself kind of doing this. I think I'm becoming that kind of guy, a bit of a snob about it all. If you meet me and I start just talking about tea non-stop to you, then tell me, Carl, you become that guy. So I just get myself in check. So what else has happened this week? I'm just trying to think. It's been, like I said, been very, very busy. And even now I've taken a pause to not do the single slam. It's on my computer over there. I've got to finish it, which is really just get the pictures together and then get it up on the website. But yeah, that's not happening just yet. It will after this. I've taken a little break because I wanted to do this instead. What else? Yeah, lots of little news, lots of little bits going out. People doing some incredible stuff out there. Oh yeah, Bloodstock's Winter One-Day Festival, December 6th in Wolverhampton, KK's Steel Mill place. I've never been there, but I know it's a pretty famous venue and a very, very good one. I think it's a cool thing. I think it's a very cool thing for Bloodstock to do, and I hope they expand upon it. I hope it's the start of something bigger, where they're starting to think, okay, can we do more of the events like this around the country? But as a starting point, it's going to be very, very cool, very unique event. Throwback to the old days of Bloodstock. I think that's really, really cool. I don't think, if anybody's kind of disappointed in what the announcement was, that's on you. You shouldn't build things up like that in your head. Obviously, when, you know, a major festival is counting down to something, the presumption is always going to be banned announcement, but Bloodstock never did it that way, so there was no particular reason why it would have been. I think it's cool. I think it's a cool idea. Will I be going? Probably not. I had a look. December 6th. It's slap bang in the middle of a set of night shifts, so for that to work for me, I need to get 2 days off, basically. I can't just have the day off of the event, because I will be working the night before. So I'm saying, so like, if it's a Saturday, I need the Friday and the Saturday off. So, bit of a bugger that late in the year as well. I won't have much annual leave left, no doubt. So, yeah. And the lineup was solid. I've seen lots of those bands before, and I'll see them again in the future. So, I'm happy enough to give this one a miss, but I suspect it will sell out fairly soon. It's very cool, though, and thoroughly support what Bloodstock are doing there. What else? Oh, well, I mean, this is what I said. This was the problem with the video earlier on. I don't really have that much to talk about this week, so I'm not going to just whittle on and just waste time and waste your time and whittling on talking about nothing really. What I am going to do is go to the big one. The big thing that kind of was this week's event, if you want. I can't remember what day it was. I'm just doing something on my phone in case you wonder what I'm doing, because I'm trying to bring a page up. What was it? Earlier this week, I posted about it on Instagram and all of that. I hit 1 million Gamerscore. 1 million Gamerscore on the Xbox. Yes, I'm an Xbox player and have been since the Xbox 360 days. Didn't adopt it straight away, but a couple of years after it had been released, maybe 2 years after it had been released, I think, I got an Xbox 360, and the rest is history. Big fan of it. Love Gamerscore. Love the system. Love achievements. Love how it's transformed the way I play games, but I also recognise it's got drawbacks too. I'm fine with them for the most part. I like the challenge of trying to do things I might not normally do, particularly in regards to completion, but I'm fully aware that there are many, many games out there that abuse that system and or have made their games worse because of it. I've played many of them. I've been doing this for a very, very long time. I love that PlayStation has its own version, which is trophies, of course, and annoyed that Nintendo just refused to kind of play the game. Oh, Steam have achievements as well, of course. But yeah, Nintendo not play the game because, hey, it's Nintendo, right? And they just do what they want. Idiots. You know, how cool would it be for the Switch to introduce some form? Call it something different, guys. You know, no one's going to accuse you of copying if you just start including aspects like that into your game. But then, hell, you'd have to do things like actually bother looking after your storefront and actually working to improve parts of your system. I love Nintendo, but my God, there's so many flaws in what they do. Like... All right, I haven't been in the store in about a month, but for a very long time, for the longest time I can remember, you can't like basket items. You can't put them in a basket and buy several at the same time. You'd have to buy each one individually. That's infuriating. That. And obviously we all know their just inability and refusal to re-release their actual classic games. Instead they drip feed them on these stupid apps. And, you know, instead of just dropping everything at once. Like, oh yeah, here, we've released 2 games this month from the Super Nintendo. Oh, weirdos. But hell, they still create great Mario games and Zelda games, don't they? So I'll always forgive them and love them for that. There's still. I often have a lot more nostalgic love for Nintendo than I do modern love. It's one of the areas that I do get nostalgic over. I don't really do nostalgia in music, and I don't really do nostalgia in movies, but I do get nostalgic over gaming, particularly gaming in my teenage, early teens, late teens kind of period of time when, you know, the PlayStation 1 was hot, the Nintendo 64, that sort of stuff. That era is where I get it. It was the right era for my age kind of thing. You know, my gaming history starts with basic, like a lot of them, Commodores, things like that. But my biggest stand-up memories are based around the NES, the Master System, the Mega Drive, and the SNES. Probably out of all of them, probably the Mega Drive the most, the Genesis for North Americans. Probably that was the strongest of the 16 and 8-bit, and 8-bit and 16-bit era. But I also had a number of handheld as well. I have owned a Game Boy. I've had a Game Gear, that bloody thing. Then eventually there was a Sega Saturn in the family. That was thanks to Brendan. That was the first of the big like step-up consoles, was the Sega Saturn. Then there was obviously PlayStations galore, Nintendo 64s, GameCubes, PlayStation 2s, original Xboxes, and so on, until we all went our separate ways. Probably, I mean, that's no secret, my favourite console. Well, my favourite console is probably the Xbox 360 overall, just for the quality of games that appeared in it and the wide array, the catalogue as well. You know, and how influential that was at a certain point in my life. But, like, if we're going backwards to the Nintendo 64, well, the PlayStation 1 will always hold such a special place in my heart, again, for the catalogue. Nintendo 64, quality over quantity. That's what that was for me. So many games that I loved and had such an impact on me came from that particular console. But Xbox 360 comes along and achievements are here. And I get started with them. Not really understanding the process at first or the concept, but eventually becoming hooked by them. At times become a little obsessive over them, then eventually scaling it back. And these days I kind of have a fair relationship with the system, which is I will always try to complete a game, but I won't push myself and I won't do things I don't enjoy. And if I'm bored, I just won't bother because I will never have a complete gamer card. There's so many incomplete games on my list and games that I will either never complete now because either the achievements are glitched and have never been fixed. The company's now long gone. They had online achievements and the servers are down or closed. All of these reasons I'm never going to complete it. So I tend not to worry too much. But I still like to complete a game. I do. I really go out of my way to do it if I possibly can. Because often, like I said, it creates new ways to play a game. How many games would I ever have played on the hardest difficulty? Very few. But when there's an achievement tied to it, I will. Not the first time. I do still like to try and enjoy a game most times, but like in a second playthrough, I'm more than often happy to do that. Unless you're like a huge RPG. I hate RPGs, like massive open world RPGs that are like, oh yeah, completely on hardest difficulty. After you've just done, you played 60 to 80 hours playing the game, say a normal, and I'm not going to play it through again at the hardest difficulty, am I? But I don't want to start the game off that way either. Infuriating. But yeah, million gamer score. And boop, boop, boop. I don't know. I made a joke about it and I'll continue to joke about it here because it's nerdy. It's nothing to be, not proud of, that's the wrong word, but it's nothing to sort of crow about. But it kind of did give me a point to talk about in this while I wanted to sort of talk about achievements and games and stuff like that. So, what was the first game I got achievements in? I can actually tell you because I'm registered on a website called True Achievements and that has tracked me since, basically, I started playing games in the Xbox 360. And all the way back is Bully Scholarship Edition. Yes, the first game I ever played on the Xbox 360 was Bully. Not a bad start, right? And I 100% completed that game. Now, what I'm about to do is I'm going to bore you senseless. So if you don't want to listen or watch this part, go somewhere else. I'm going to talk to you about, I'm going to bring this a little closer, actually. I'm going to talk about, I've got this like little music sheet stand. So you can kind of see the top of it there now, actually. Let's see if I can bring that down so it's not in the way of the camera. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I'm just going to go through a couple of the pages and talk about some of the games that I've got achievements in it. You kind of forget exist in a way. So yeah, Bully Scholarship Edition. I had a load of completed games in a row, actually. I had Bully Scholarship Edition, Worms. That was back, remember the Xbox 360 arcade games where it was 200 gamer score for those games. So Worms, Lost Via Domus. Do you remember the Lost game? I can barely remember what it's like, but I think it was like a maybe like a walking simulator but with puzzles. Then I had a lot of Lego games, Star Wars and Indiana Jones. And then the big one, the first sort of, I guess if you want, big name game, Fable 2. And then we already hit the first game that is incomplete to me and will remain incomplete. It's Eternal Sonata, the EU version, where I only have 12 out of 22 of the achievements. A ton more completions, The Simpsons games, Elder Scrolls 4, Oblivion, Condemned, Alone in the Dark, the 2008 game. God, that was terrible. And then another game I didn't complete, Spider-Man 3, 29 out of 43. Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, CSI Hard Evidence, Lego Batman, Cars, and Fallout 3. So see what I'm saying? Like, you can kind of see my system there, where I'd be playing several games at once, and there'd be a mix of easy games, and then there'd be that one big one. A couple of games in a row, incomplete, Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe. Or I will bet you any money, all my fighting games on this list are incomplete. Sonic Unleashed, I think it was the harder. I think there was time trials to do with the werehog part, and I think I really struggled with them, and I didn't like the game anyway. Completed games, Star Wars The Force Unleashed, Tension Z, Silent Hill Homecoming, Condemned 2, Bloodshot, The Secret of Monkey Island Special Edition, Seen It, Box Office Smash. Do you remember those with the controllers, like little circular heads? Mass Effect. Then I had You're in the Movies, and I didn't complete that. Ashes Cricket 2009. I completed a sports game. The Darkness, Dash of Destruction, Bioshock. Then I hit my first football game, Pro Evo Soccer 2009, incomplete. WWE Legends of WrestleMania, Terminator Salvation, Wheelman, Viking Battle for Asgard, Rise of the Argonauts, and Lord of the Rings Conquest, all complete. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. What do you reckon? Do you think I completed it? Nope. 9 out of 12 achievements. Sid Meier's Civilization Revolution. That's 50 out of 50 complete. Then Call of Duty Classic, incomplete. A couple of completed ones. Batman Arkham Asylum and The Godfather 2. Damnation. 1 out of 38. I think I started that game and hated it. Never went back to it, and it's 1 out of 38. A ton of completions. Prince of Persia, Clive Barker's Jericho, Just Cause, Time Shift, The More, Godfather the Game, and Prototype. Good list of games there. Mirror's Edge, incomplete, 9 out of 50. People banged on about it. Played it. I just didn't really like it. I just couldn't really get into it. Saw. Do you remember the Saw game? That sucked. Assassin's Creed 2, complete. X-Men Origins Wolverine, Wet, Crackdown, Wanted Weapons of Fate, Spider-Man Web of Shadows, and Wallace and Gromit 1, Fright of the Bees. Again, little good collection of games there. Another incomplete one, Pro Evolution Soccer 2010, back when I used to play football games. Bet you all the sport football games are incomplete as well. Complete, Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing, The Spiderwick Chronicle, Sherlock Holmes vs. Jack the Ripper, Spider-Man Friend or Foe, Mini Ninjas, Night at the Museum 2, Watchmen, The Ender's Night, and Overlord. Ton of little completed games in a row there. I was such a huge fan of Overlord. Really, really did. So disappointed what they would do with the last iteration of that and the fact that they basically killed the franchise. Guess what? It's another football game incomplete. 2010 FIFA World Cup South Africa. 20 out of 44. Completed games. B-movie game, Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, TMNT, Madagascar Kart, Lego Indiana Jones 2, The Legend of Spyro Dawn of the Dragon, International Cricket 2010. So give me a cricket game and I'll complete them. Dead Rising 2 K0, Bioshock 2, Lego Star Wars, The Complete Saga, CSI Deadly Intent, and The Saboteur. Boom. Incomplete. Saints Row, the original Saints Row. I got 30 out of 43 achievements. More completed games, Alan Wake, Leisure Suit Larry Box Office Bust, and Lego Harry Potter Years 1 to 4. Isn't that a trio? The quality of Alan Wake alongside Leisure Suit Larry Box Office Bust. Incomplete, F1 2010. Although I did well, 45 out of 50. I think it was the online achievements I didn't get in that in the end. Completed Borderlands 2, Crackdown 2, Harm's Way, 3-on-3 NHL Arcade, Risk Factions, and Naughty Bear. And then incomplete with 33 out of 35 achievements, Lord of the Rings, The Battle for Middle-earth 2. Wonder why I didn't get 2. Either they were online or they were glitched achievements. There's no reason why I wouldn't have got those last 2. Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, Medal of Honor, not the original PlayStation game, like the remade version that was like a Call of Duty game. Monkey Island 2 and Gears of War 2 all complete. Check out that, Gears of War 2 complete there. Incomplete, Command & Conquer Red Alert 3, it was too hard. Fairy Tale Fight, Hydrophobia, Football Genius, The Ultimate Quiz, completed, Truth or Lies, Fable 3 and Fable 2 pub games, all complete. Explosion Man, 3 out of 12. Uno Rush, Dragon Age Origins, all complete. Streets of Rage 2, 10 out of 12. Wonder why I never complete that. More completed games. Just Cause 2, Peter Jackson's King Kong, Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2, X-Men Arcade, South Park Let's Go Tower Defense Play, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatball, Surf's Up and Golden Axe. So I played some fun little games there. Braid and Trials HD, both incomplete. But Looney Tunes Acme Arsenal, that was completed apparently. Shrek the Third, Singularity, The Blob 2, Overlord 2, Monopoly, Age of Booty, and Sensible World of Soccer, all complete. So I can complete a football game. Did that one. Incomplete here, Hasbro Family Game Night, 81 out of 91. Now, I remember why this wasn't complete. It's because one of the packs was never released in this country. I remember that. Hexic HD and Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 1, all incomplete. Do you remember Connect? This is where I hit my Connect time, because Connect Fun Labs, Connect Googly Eyes. We had Forza Motorsport 3. Connect Fun Labs, Connect Me. Connect Fun Labs, Build a Buddy. Connect Fun Labs, Bobblehead. In amongst that, we got Disney Pixar's Up, WWE All-Stars, and Kung Fu Panda. Then probably the one that I'm really proud of on that, Red Dead Redemption. That's 95 out of 95 achievements there. The Sims 3, Toy Story 3, Stacking and Bayonetta. So big long list of completed games there. But then we hit one I just never completed. And I never really got into the game. Big RPG, it's Lost Odyssey. 7 out of 42 of that one. Megamind Ultimate Showdown, One Chanbara Bikini Samurai Squad. I remember starting that game, hating it, finding it so difficult. And then eventually I went back and completed it. Bastion, Deadly Premonition, and Mafia 2. Good games there. Man, that's when I fell in love with Deadly Premonition. I've got it tattooed on my body. Fruit Ninja Connect, incomplete. 5 out of 21. Connect Fun Labs, Connect Sparkler. Connect Fun Labs, Airband, all complete. Those things were a joke, man. The Orange Box. Do you remember the Orange Box? But I did well. 76 out of 99. Not complete. I don't know what I didn't complete in that. I'm probably going to say it was... Oh, it's really hard to tell. I don't know. But I put a lot of time into it, as you can tell. More Connect games. U-Star 2 in the movies. Hole in the Wall, both incomplete. Hellboy, The Science of Evil, 27 out of 31. 4 achievements in that game. I think they were co-op related, were glitched, and would not unlock. Long list of completed games here. Soul Calibur 4, Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, Sega Mega Drive Ultimate Collection, Hasbro Family Game Night 3, WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, Tron Evolution, Turok, the 2008 version, Alpha Protocol, Alice Madness Returns, Dead Rising 2, Case West, and Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Love seeing all these games back then. Then I randomly played a table tennis game. Don't know why. Rockstar Table Tennis, 11 out of 29 achievements. Completed Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Special Editions and Afterburner Climax. Another incomplete game, Stuntman Ignition before Death Spank, Sonic the Hedgehog Arcade, Dead Rising 2 Off the Record, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Shrek and Roll, Sonic and Knuckles, and WWE 12 were all completed. Then we hit more Connect games. Fucking Connect, man. Connect Adventures and Connect Sports, both incomplete. 14 out of 32 in Adventures and 33 out of 70 with Connect Sports. I continued to play a lot of arcade games around about this time. Death Spank, Throngs of Virtue, and Sonic CD were both complete. That was the first time I played Sonic CD. Fucking loved it. Still think of that game brilliantly. And that would then be followed, at least in the list of games played, by one of the worst Sonic games I ever played. I have one achievement out of 50 in it. And it's the game that killed the Connect for me. Sonic Free Riders. Oh, Sonic Free in the wind. Oh my god. I hate that game. One achievement, and that's it. Dead Rising, Xbox 360 version. Child of Eden, which was a fun Connect game. Your Shape Fitness Evolved, both incomplete. Then we have Legendary Burnout Crash, Duke Nukem 3D, Cabela's African Safari, and Mass Effect 2, all complete. Incomplete Blur, then some more completed games. NBA 2K6, I know, a basketball game. There must have been a reason. It looks like it was a very easy achievement list, 5. And Game Room, all complete. I'm going to carry on. Fight Night Round 3, complete. Dante's Inferno, my god, completing that. I'm really pleased by that because, of course, those trials, those online trials, which now you couldn't complete the game because these servers are offline. Disney Universe, complete. Incomplete. Command & Conquer 3, Tiberian Wars. All those modern Command & Conquer games, I just remember finding too hard. I had a fun little run here. Splatterhouse, and Assassin's Creed Revelations. That's cool as fuck. But amongst that, I had CSI Fatal Conspiracy. Then I had The Darkness 2, Cars 2, the video game, and Fallout New Vegas. What a quality block there. Incomplete Far Cry 2. I did well though, 34 out of 48. Then we hit my Windows Phone period. Basically, I got a Windows Phone and was playing achievements on that. So, Collapse, Shopper Party, Breeze, Monopoly, Sudoku, The Blob Revolution, Connectimals, Fable Coin Golf, all completed Windows Phone's game. In between that, I also played X-Men The Official Game. Create was another one. Death Smiles, I didn't complete that. More Prototype 2, Zombie Apocalypse, Afro Samurai, completed that. There's some more Windows Phone games like Full House Poker and Plants vs. Zombies. I have 9 out of 46 achievements in Guitar Hero Van Halen, 21 out of 50 in Guitar Hero Metallica, and 17 out of 50 in Guitar Hero World Tour. Yes, I did play those games too. Didn't complete any. Burnout Paradise, 33 out of 60. More Windows Phone games, Uno, Sally's Salon. Is that it? No, maybe that's it. But elsewhere, Call of Juarez, Resident Evil 4 HD, Darksiders, all complete. Did well in Alien vs Predator. I got 39 out of 50. Limbo, 11 out of 12 in the Xbox 360 version. That's because I think it was completed without dying or dying in less than 5 deaths. It was really, really hard. I'm going to skip through some now, really, because there's lots of Windows Phone games and I don't want to bang on about them all the way. Dead Island, I completed that. Rayman Origins, 36 out of 36 with that. I love that game. X-Men Destiny, so goddamn disappointing, but completed. Homefront did really well in that, including the online. 45 out of 47. Lollipop Chainsaw completed. Another fighting game, incomplete. Street Fighter 4, 22 out of 48. The Witcher 2, Assassins of the Kings. I just couldn't get into it at the time. I've got 2 out of 50 in it. That's it. I've always planned to go back to it one day, but I haven't done as of yet. More Windows Phone games, Roll in the Hole, things like that. Then I got a couple of completed Tomb Raider Anniversary, Sam & Max Save the World, Metro 2023, Darksiders 2. More arcade games, Naughty Bear, Panic in Paradise, Split Second. Windows Phone games, so many of them, but lots not complete. So like, you'll go like, oh, here's Resident Evil. Oh, Resident Evil 6, by the way, 26 out of 70. The game fucking sucks. Carcassonne, Windows Phone, 5 out of 20, but then Cut the Rope complete. Word of Mint, not complete. Final Fantasy, not complete. But Risk and The Game of Life, both complete. What else we got? Here we go. More Windows Phone games. Another incomplete F1 game. More Sega stuff. There was all that time when they released things like Fighting Vipers, Sonic the Fighters, all of that. I completed all of them. Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim, there it is. 75 out of 75, sitting alongside Family Guy, Back to the Multiverse. Yes, the Family Guy game. Far Cry 3 complete, Captain America Super Soldier. Huh, don't remember that. Don't remember playing that, it's crazy. Another incomplete fighting game, Mortal Kombat Arcade Collection, 2 out of 12. Serious Sam HD, The First Encounter complete, Duke Nukem Forever, that game sucks. Alan Wake's American Nightmare, more Windows Phones game, then I get like Rage, Batman Arkham City, Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform, the weird title, but that's all complete. Halo 3, 45 out of 79. I did well. Halo 3, ODST, less so, 8 out of 47. More complete games, Silent Hill Downpour, Gears of War, 56 out of 57. Now, if you know why it's 56 out of 57, you know why it's not complete. And it's seriously one. It's the kill 10,000 people in multiplayer games. No thanks. No, thank you. The second Saw game, Sleeping Dogs, Viva Pinata Party Animals, another Serious Sam game, Incomplete Ghostbusters the video game, 47 out of 50, glitched achievements. Assassin's Creed 3 complete. Oh, I completed a soccer game, Pro Evolution Soccer 2013, completed. Still got more Windows Phone games. Apparently I was still playing them right about here. Couple of big ones here. Resident Evil 5, Borderlands 2, Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, all completed. Portal 2 complete. I had a good run here. Rugby World Cup completed. Prince of Persia, The Forgotten Sands, Lord of the Rings War of the North, Deadlight, all completed. More Windows Phones games. I was playing a lot more than I thought. I just remember us playing a handful, but it seems like I played a hell of a lot more. Dishonored, 80 out of 80. Boom. Grand Theft Auto 4, 49 out of 65. I did well, I think, there. Dead Rising 2, Beyond Good and Evil HD, Dead Space 3, all completed. Dragon's Lair. The first time I played Dragon's Lair was on the Xbox 360, and it was completed. What else? Where are we up to? More Windows Phone games. Oh my god, so many incomplete WP games. I've wasted a lot of time on those. Jet Set Radio, 15 out of 30. Well, no, I never really put much time into that. Probably because it really didn't need achievements, but there you go. Saints Row the Third, that one was completed. DuckTales Remastered, 19 out of 20. I think it was a really hard difficulty on the... Oh, I can't remember what it was, but was it completed without dying or something? Something that was way beyond my capabilities or patience level. Resident Evil Revelations, 50 out of 50. That took forever. If you know, you know why. Spec Ops The Line completed. Forza Motorsport 4 completed. Fable Anniversary completed. Saints Row 4 completed. Another fight. Oh my god. Oh my god. I've just come across the first Xbox One game I played. It's here. And I know it because I, at the time, got given an Xbox One for free by Microsoft. Do you remember that period? A lot of people got emails saying you had basically won one. And it was like spam. It felt like spam. But looking into it, it turned out not to be. I was one of the ones that won one. And the first game I ever bought was Killer Instinct. And I got 60 out of 464 achievements. Yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to complete that. I was still playing the 360 a lot of the time, though. So, like, Batman Arkham Origins and things like the Max Payne 3 was still all Xbox 360. Deadpool, Aliens, Colonial Marines, all completed. Dust and Elysian Tale, State of Decay. So now we're going to the Xbox One kind of games. I'm starting to get a lot more of that. Starting to replay some games as well. Rayman Legends was on that as well, so I recompleted that. A couple of Dead Islands. Dragon Age 2 was complete. It's weird, I've not played the third one. Lots of incompleted games now. Lots of incompleted games. See, it just got messier and messier. Like here, for example, these are all complete. Spartacus Legends, incomplete. Feeding Frenzy, Joe Danger 2, Quake 2, Disney Epic Mickey 2, The Power of 2, all incomplete. But amongst them was Feeding Frenzy 2, Shipwreck Showdown, which was complete. Grand Theft Auto 5, 22 out of 58 on the Xbox 360. I don't think I put much time in multiplayer. Tomb Raider, 50 out of 50. You can see... we're becoming more modern now. Yep. Assassin's Creed Black Flag complete. Escape Dead Island, one of the worst games I've ever played. I hate it. I hate. Let me just jump now, because I don't want to just go for... oh, well, I didn't want to go for every single page. But just to kind of tell you, for example, what I'm kind of doing now. Because what I like to do now is play like 2 to 3 games at the same time that are from very different sections of like genres or ideas. So I kind of want a big game that I can sink a lot of time into. Then I kind of want a small game that I can pick up and play and jump in and out of when I don't have as much time. And then I want something in the middle. So kind of what I'm doing at the moment is Tales of Symphonia Remastered is my big one. Obviously, it was released and I played it on the GameCube when that was first released, but I never completed it. So I'm looking forward to actually finishing it this time. That's my big one. It's an RPG. Then I have Brotato, which is my jump in every so often and do basically... this is where the achievements come into it. I've done everything you can do on Brotato. I'm just trying to get all the achievements, which basically is completing the game with each character. That's time consuming. Each one takes about 30 minutes. So basically pick up and play, do a run, and then completely move on. Alongside that, there's Doodle Taxi. It's another achievement completed one. I just have to earn a ton of money. So every so often I jump into that and do some jobs. Is there anything else? What else was I doing? There's something else. Oh, I have started Stardew Valley, which is going to be a semi-big one as well, but one that I could kind of do in between Tales, because Tales is story-based, Stardew Valley less so. And I've been wanting to play for a long time. Yeah, I've never played Stardew Valley, and now I'm finally going to. So that's the other kind of one I'm doing at the moment. A right mix of games, and that's just how I play games these days, in between having the time. I don't have as much time as I used to. I wish I did, but I do the best I can, and achievements have always influenced it more than I initially expected, but certainly less than they did previously. I still aim to get them all. But yeah, 1 million Gamerscore. That was the story. That was the tale. A quick run through of my Xbox 360 history and why it continues. I'll tell you, like, for example, when I buy a game, I don't look at the achievements beforehand. Nope. I would have. Once upon a time I would have, but now I don't. If I want to play the game, I'm going to play the game. I'll play it and worry about the achievements after. I might, when I first started up, go, all right, what's this, what's that, and stuff like that. But beyond that, I really don't. I don't want things spoiled for me, particularly if it's story-based games and things like that. But I also just don't want the stuff influencing my decisions. That has resulted in issues. I mentioned someone like the Xbox 360. I'm just going to reopen it because I actually want to quickly mention the issues that come with achievements as well, which is where a game doesn't feel complete because of glitches, because you can't complete it because of glitched achievements. Do you understand what I mean? You might have done everything in that game story-wise, yet it never feels complete because you haven't got all the bloody achievements. And a couple of good examples of that in the modern time, just where are they? In the modern time that I can use as a really good example of where it'll be incomplete because of that is, I've got to go back a bit, further back than I thought. All right, well, I'm going to not glitched, but just time consuming. Disney Dreamlight Valley, obviously a free-to-play game with paid DLCs and things like that. Its achievements, 15 of them, are basically all time sinks, drawn out things that take forever. And there's one in particular, which is the last achievement I need. I've got 14 out of 15 in, and I'm currently working on it. At the current rate of going in there and collecting 10 Night Thorns per day, I should have got it written up there, have it finished on May 19th. Yay. But you say, well, why bother? But because I want to. I want to finish that game off. Oh, My Little Riding Champion. I've played a lot of these sort of silly little games. 19 out of 20. It's got an achievement where you need to, I think, stay on a horse for 24 hours and it won't unlock unless you have a physical copy of the game, which is near impossible to find. And if there are out there, they're being sold for silly, silly money. Yeah, I guess I won't be completing that then, will I? That's a good example of one that doesn't feel complete, even though I did everything else in it. There's another one I want to get to. Later Daters, 2 achievements, all story-based, should unlock no problem, just won't unlock, and they're glitched. And the company doesn't appear to be doing anything about them. I don't even know if they're still around. So Later Daters, even though I've completed the story, it's a point-and-click kind of style game. Well, no, it's more of a visual novel kind of game with choices. I'm never going to complete them because of that. Several glitched achievements as always. There's more. Oh, there's more, but I just want to see if there's any kind of straight away that jump out on me. Maybe not. I've been quite lucky in recent times. But like I said, I do end up running afoul of that because I look at a game and I think I want to play that. And what I tend to do now, if I'm not sure about a game buying, I look at the reviews actually on the storefront and sort of see what people are saying. If everybody's reporting like, oh, it's broken, it's glitched, I will tend to avoid it. The last one I'm going to talk about, glitched achievement for me, is Bus Simulator. I have 27 out of 28 achievements in this. This was a review copy I got and it came pre-patched. Initially it had more glitched achievements, but I've since unlocked them. But I can't unlock the connect all the bus stop ones. No matter what I do, what I try, it will not unlock. I've restarted the game. I have tried everything and it will simply not unlock. I don't know what to do about it. Every so often I reinstall it and check and hope that maybe I've missed something and maybe someone's got a new solution online. It's not going to happen for me. But that's how it goes sometimes. And as you already saw by me talking about through the other stuff, most of it is like pointless anyway. If it all disappeared tomorrow, like think about it. They could wipe it all tomorrow. And there could be Gamerscore could be gone. What would I do? Absolutely nothing. Would it bother me? Of course it would. But you move on. I still play games. I play my Nintendo Switch. And that's not got achievements. I love that. I still play retro games. So it's not specifically about the achievements, but I do think they have bettered the experience. And because, for the most part, for me personally, not for everybody, for the most part, it has encouraged me to do things I might never have done. Seek out all those collectibles, play games in a harder difficulty, experience it in a different way, approach things in a different way, perhaps story-based when there's several endings or like branching paths, do things differently. I mean, like, how much do you struggle like I do going through Mass Effect, perhaps in like being like mean, basically, being is it Paragon? I can't remember what the other term is. Paragon's the positive one, isn't it? But being a villain, basically. When there's achievements attached to it, you will do it because you want to get that achievement and you'll experience the game in a brand new way. I think that's really, really cool. It doesn't stop now, though. Next one, 2 million. I'll be dead before that happens. But either way, I'm going to have some fun and keep continuing to play games. Right, I said I'd wrap this up and I really only wanted to focus on this, so I'm done. We're done. I'm glad I got through this one and I hope you did too. If you know what to do, if you've got any thoughts on what I've talked about here, or your opinions on achievements, you know what to do. Let me know in the comments and I'll see you next week. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It does help us out. You can find us at gbhbl.com and across all social media platforms. And if you really want to give us a bit of extra support, please consider buying us a cup of coffee over on our coffee page. Thank you.